She's like love, love, love and music. La la la, love, 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 love and music.
This is the weather here in Michigan. I don't know where everyone is from. I know everyone's from different places. I don't know who else lives, in this weather state. But, yeah. And I got off work an hour ago. And I'm still trying to drive. I'm being very safe. I'm driving very slow and everything. So, this is not dangerous for driving. I'm not looking in the camera at all. I'm fully watching the road. But I wanted just to show y'all what I had to drive through today. That's all. Yeah. This is Michigan. 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 Jesus. It's crazy. Like, I just, got my car. I just got home. So, this is Michigan for y'all. This is Jay Lee, Jay Lee's Corner, showing y'all what it's like in Michigan. Okay, bye. Crazy. And it's still coming down. So, let me attempt to get in the house. See? Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. And this is just an extra video because I got off work early because there's a snowstorm here, as some of you may see, because I did do a couple of little quick videos on my way home from work today. Y'all know I live in Michigan and we got our first storm today, and moving the camera, and it was stupid. You know what I'm saying? It took me like an hour to get home when it usually takes me like 15-20 minutes. I left work at 4 and I got home at like 5:45, so it was dumb. But yeah, that's why I had a little video before here so y'all can kind of see whatever. Like, my hair got all wet because of all the snow coming down because I didn't have a hat on. It was crazy. But anywho, I hope everyone else had a great day. I had a good day still, even though it does snow. Snow is normal here in Michigan, but it still sucks when we have our first snowstorm of the season. Anywho, this was a video that I wanted to do, I think, last week, because I review certain shows, and people are always saying, have you heard of this show? Have you heard of that show? Like, what other shows do you watch and stuff like that? Because they're the shows that I review, but there are also shows that I watch that I don't review. Or shows that I watch I think other people should watch because they're good shows. So this is like my top 10-ish TV shows that I think you guys should tune into. If you want to, I think it's a good idea to binge watch them over the holiday, since it is about to be, Christmas and the New Year's holiday. A lot of people will be off work, chilling at the crib, you know what I'm saying? So there's things you can sit and do with your significant other family members, just to kind of, have free entertainment. Because if you're already paying for your, internet bill or your provider, because we have Comcast here in Michigan, so I don't know what people have other places. But yeah, chill out, catch stuff on demand and see what it is. So, I said top 10, but I honestly have like 16 shows, which is stupid, because as I was looking up the shows during the day, I was like, well, oh, this is a good show. Oh, this is a good show. So it's really top 16, but it is what it is. So my number one favorite is a new show. It was on this summer. It's called Snowfall. It comes on FX, the TV show, the TV station FX. It is such a good show. I don't know if I reviewed the first season, so if you guys want, you can go back to my old videos. There should also be a playlist for it, for all, I think it was 8 episodes. It was a really, really, really good series. It was being produced by John Singleton. Did Boys in the Hood, Higher Learning. He did, y'all know John Singleton. So yeah, it's produced by him, and it is the story. It's a story on like 4 characters. Who was it? It was Franklin, Teddy, Alejandro, Lucia, and Gustavo. And it's basically the story of how crack cocaine came to Compton, to LA. And these characters are intertwined for different reasons. I don't want to give the show away for anyone who has not watched it. So I would suggest either one, catch it on demand on FX. Or if you don't have time to catch, because it's an hour show, if you don't have the time, go ahead and check out my reviews, because I did review each and every episode. It was really, really good. I mean, there were a couple of scenes, like, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is going on. But yeah, it's really good. You know, Franklin, to me, was the main character. You know, he is an African-American boy who lives in, I think it's Compton, back in the 80s. You know, his single parent home. He has his Uncle Jerome, who has a girlfriend who's what's her name? Aunt Louie. And he starts selling drugs and things like that. You have Lucia, her cousin Pedro, and Gustavo, who, you know, Lucia and Pedro are mafia family. Their family like the mafia, or like a drug cartel. You know, their fathers are big cartel people, so they're trying to come of age with their stuff as well. Then Gustavo kind of wants into the family. You know, that part is kind of crazy. And then even Teddy and Alejandro. Teddy is a CIA agent, and Alejandro is a drug dealing soldier from other. I mean, it's crazy. I don't want to give too much away. It was renewed for season 2. We only had one season so far. So if you have not checked out Snowfall, please, please, please go check it out. And I'm not getting this video is not sponsored by anyone. I don't have any connection to any of these shows. These are really just shows that I watched that I liked. And I'm thinking maybe you guys would like them too. So yeah, it was a great, great, great show. It showed like the first, I won't say crackhead, but at first, you know, someone's first time smoking crack. It shows how people don't realize what it is. It shows how drug deals can go good or bad. It shows how people at times don't even know what they're getting themselves into. You know, there's great, great scenes. You know, the characters are great, and you would honestly love the show. I mean, it was very, very good. Yeah, and like I said, I did review the show, so yeah, it is in my reviews from earlier. And I'm gonna make a whole playlist for it, so you'll see Snowfall in the playlist. The next show, Queen of the South. Queen of the South comes on USA. They've already done 2 seasons, and season 3 will be coming out in 2018. It's a good story as well. You know, this is a story about a girl. Her name is Teresa Mendoza, and she is in the midst of trying to escape a cartel. I know, another cartel thing, but this is a different standpoint. Whereas the husband and wife, the Vargases, you know, Carmilla and Elfanio, I always pronounce his name wrong. But they're a married couple, and like he's the governor of Mexico, and she's his wife, and he kind of is in the drug game and stuff, but he wants to just be mayor. His wife, who's also involved, she wants to be a drug dealer, and it's their whole power struggle. You know, Teresa gets mixed into the middle of that, you know, based on a guy she's dating. And the reason I say this show was very interesting is because when the show first started out, it shows Teresa as the Queen of the South. She's the queen of whatever. And we get to see her story about how she got to this point. But it's like, did she get to this point? Like, is she imagining shit? You know what I'm saying? But it's a very good story. Again, there's been 2 seasons. That show I did not review, but I plan on reviewing season 3. Because I do like the show a lot. And a few people had asked me why I wasn't reviewing the show. And I was like, I think at the time when it was coming on, I was reviewing other shows, and it was just too much going on, and I'm like, I just didn't have time to do it. But yeah, so yeah, Queen of the South, which is on USA, season 3 will be coming on. You can binge watch that too, online and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a really good. It's good, like it's good, and it's cool to see a female lead this particular show. because you kind of usually see like drug cartels or drug stuff like that. It's like some kind of, it's always like a guy trying to, work his way through that, but it's her. And she's this, little, Mexican lady who, it's good. Just go ahead, check out, at least watch an episode. I'm pretty sure if you watch one episode, you're going to really, really love it. Queen of the South is on USA. What else? Shooter. Shooter is a show. It's also on USA. They have been renewed for a third season, which will be coming out in 2018. It stars Ryan Phillippe and also Omar Epps. Ryan Phillippe is a guy from too many movies. I can't even think of all the movies he played in. But just Google him. You know who he is. We all know who Omar Epps is. But, it's based on the movie from years ago that starred Mark Wahlberg, where he was like a army or marine or sniper shooter guy, and then they kind of set him up to take a fall for a killing that he did not do. So they turned the movie into a TV show. And, the first 2 seasons were really good. I really like it. Every episode or every season is in some way how he's trying to either figure things out. The first season was really good because it was the movie made into a TV show. So it was the movie part of it to showing how he was being set up and who set him up, which was shocking that this person set him up. He has a wife and kid. It's a really, really, really good show. And check it out if you want to. I did not review Shooter either. I don't think I will review Shooter either when it comes back on season 3. But if you're still looking for, my thing is good television is basically free. So I think a lot of people always try to find new shows. So I'm trying to give you guys some shows. So yeah, check out Shooter. It's on USA. I like the show. This show is called, the next show is called, this is show number 4. It's called Unreal. It is on Lifetime. I didn't review Unreal for seasons 1 or season 2. I don't even think I was doing reviews when the seasons were on, so I can't think about it. I will possibly review Unreal. Is based on, it's a drama, and again, it's on Lifetime, and it's about the behind the scenes antics of crew members who are shooting like a bachelorette type TV show. So it's like the producer, the handlers, all and things that we wouldn't know what goes into those shows. So, it's a dark comedy. Crazy shit happens on the show. But it's very entertaining. Season 1 and season 2 were both great. The characters are Rachel, who's like a producer, and then her boss Quinn. Quinn is ruthless producer. Even though she's a female, she's probably more ruthless than some of the men. And the decisions they make, they kind of alter these people's lives when they're on a TV show trying to find love. I mean, it's crazy. I really be wondering, is this what The Bachelor is really like? Because it's the show. It's a guy who is meeting 20 women to try to find love. It's what they're showing. And so the show is about the producer. So you see the guy who's trying to meet a woman, the women and all this, and it's crazy. It's crazy the things that they do and say and what goes on behind the scenes in this. And it's not a reality show. It's a TV show. The TV show is just about the crew of people who shoot this show. And the show is called, what's the show? I can't think of the show it's some bachelorette type thing. So how the host of the little bachelorette type show is an asshole, how the girls behind the scenes are conniving sometimes, how the guy is sleeping with all the girls. It's crazy. So again, it's called Unreal, and it's on Lifetime, and there is a season 3 coming up. So yeah. Another show I love that I would not review, but I love the show, is Lethal Weapon, the TV show. It's on season 2 currently. I think it'll be back on the second half of. Someone just came in from outside, so I heard them stomp their feet trying to get all the snow off. But yeah, Lethal Weapon is currently on season 2. It's on hiatus for, of course, the Christmas holiday. It'll be back in January. It stars, Damon Wayans plays Murtaugh, Roger, and a guy called Clayne Crawford plays Riggs. Now, I've never seen the Crawford dude in anything else before that, but I love him as Riggs. I watched Lethal Weapon when I was younger. I saw all 4 movies. I loved, Danny Glover, Mel Gibson, Chris Rock was in it at one point. Was it Joe Pesci that was in it? I think Joe Pesci was in it too. But it was a great series of movies that happened back in the either the 80s or the 90s. I think it was out. Maybe the 90s. That when those 4 movies came out. But they made it into a TV show. It really, really worked. Because, they had also made Rush Hour into a TV show. Did not work so well. I think it got canceled. But this remake of it is really, really good. Who else is on the show? I think that's it that you guys would know. But, if you haven't seen the movies, which means you're probably just young if you haven't saw the movies, is, Riggs and Murtaugh are both cops. Riggs is kind of this crazy, he's a white guy who is just fearless, and he just does crazy things because of things that has happened in his life. He's kind of just wild and crazy. But you have Murtaugh, who is, black guy, family at home, really reserved. He's not trying to be out here killing nobody. He's getting older. I'm too old for this shit. And his partner is this crazy, crazy white guy, and how great of a friendship they have and how they intertwine everything. So yeah, if you haven't saw Lethal Weapon, it comes on Fox. It's a great, great show. I do believe it's been given a season 3, but it's still finishing out season 2. But if you haven't checked it out, that's also a good show. Now, a couple of shows that I am anticipating coming out for 2018. 911 on Fox. The reason I'm going to watch this show is because it looks very good. Angela Bassett is in it. I am a great, great, great Angela Bassett fan. What's Love Got to Do with It? Strange Days. Was she in Muhammad Ali? No, not Muhammad Ali. Malcolm X. Y'all know who Angela Bassett is. She's also on American Horror Story. Great, great, great actress. So it's about the lives and the careers of basically first responders. 911, cops, paramedics, firefighters. Basically people who put their life is based on our lives. So they're putting their lives on the line for us. It's a brand new show. Again, it's on Fox. I believe, I can't remember the producer who's doing the show, but he's like a movie producer, and it looks very much just greatly produced. So it depends on how the show is, if I'm going to review it or not, but I'm going to watch it. I know that much for a fact. So, if you guys are looking for new shows to watch next year, it premieres January 3rd. So, tune into it. If not, I'll probably do a video for it. But then again, I might not. Who knows? The next show, it's a new show coming out. It premieres January 7th. It's going to be on Showtime. It's called The Chi. Now, I kept seeing previews for this particular show, and I kept seeing glimpses of Common. I love Common. Common is my boo. It also stars Jason Mitchell. Now, he played Eazy-E on Straight Outta Compton. He also had a role in Kong Skull Island. I'm pretty sure he's probably been in some other things as well, but he might be mostly known for playing Eazy-E. And Straight Outta Compton. So it's basically a drama about a group of people in Chicago who become linked by some coincidence, and then how they basically react to being linked in that way. But if you have not checked out the trailer for it, you can just YouTube it and put in The Chi. The Chi on Showtime. You can see the trailer for it. It looks like it's going to be a really, really good show. Reminds me of like The Wire, possibly Power, just a gritty show about things going on in a certain city. So, I can't wait to see that too. Because again, it's a new show, so I have no idea what it's about. I do believe I'm going to review The Chi, because it looks like a story that can be a show that can be reviewed. So more than likely I will. Now this other show, this is a show that comes on NBC. I love this show. Love, love, love it. It has been renewed for season 3. It is called The Good Place. Now, it stars Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. And I love Ted Danson from back in the Cheers days. I loved him in the different movies he played in. He used to be married to Whoopi Goldberg. I like Ted Danson. I also love Kristen Bell. She's been in many, many, many movies. But The Good Place is strictly about 4 people who die, and they're in the afterlife, and they're in the good place. Because you can go to the good place or the bad place, and they're in the good place. And it's the antics of them being in the good place. And Kristen Bell's character is not supposed to be in the good place. and she knows she isn't supposed to be there, but she doesn't want to tell anyone because she does not want to go to the bad place. And it's the antics that happen with her knowing she's not supposed to be there. And because, like, it's a good place, you know, you have a soulmate, you have, you know, everything is just wonderful, you know, wherever you want to live is your house. But because she isn't supposed to be in the good place, the house she lives in is horrible. It's not something that she would like because it's based on someone else, not her. And it's a very good show. It's a very, very funny show. The end of season 1 had a huge twist that made you go like, what? So, you know, if you're looking for something, you know, to watch with the family, maybe not your children, you know, depending on how younger kids are, because I don't know if you want to have that conversation between the good place and the bad place. But, you know, if it's teenagers or whatever, they can watch it too. And plus it's on NBC, so how could not say could it be? So yeah, The Good Place is on NBC. You can catch up on it on demand too. Marlon. Marlon is, of course, the show based on Marlon Wayans' life. It's on NBC as well. You know, it has been renewed for a season 2, I think, as I just said. And it also has Essence Atkins, who plays his children's mother. And it's based on his real life, where, you know, he has these 2 kids with this woman who they have a great relationship, but they're not together anymore, and them just trying to co-parent their 2 kids with him being, you know, this crazy, crazy character. It's a really good show, honestly. It was very funny, even though Marlon Wayans at times is very extra. I still enjoyed the show. I was happy it got renewed for a season 2. Y'all know how hard it is for certain, you know, people of certain colors to sometimes get season 2s on certain shows. So I was very happy he got a season 2 because it was a funny show. So if you guys, you know, have time, check out Marlon. Another one of my favorites that I will be doing reviews when it comes back on for season 3 starting next year is Shades of Blue. Shades of Blue comes on, I want to say ABC. I didn't write with. I think it was ABC, and or was it NBC? No, I think it's NBC because I was under NBC's thing. It comes on NBC, and it stars Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, and also Ray Liotta, and it's about cops in New York. They're a squad or a team of cops. They're all in like the same squad or whatnot, and it's about basically dirty cops, good cops who are dirty cops who are good cops, and everything that goes on in between. You know, all the gray areas of things and how one mistake can alter stuff. It's about also who can you trust. It's a really, really good show, honestly. And I know people sometimes think, oh, J-Lo, you know, whatever, she's not gonna. No, she is not J-Lo on this. She is Harley. You know, that's her character's name. She is Harley, fully Harley. It is a great. Ray Liotta is great in the show. There's a lot of twists and turns, you know, that come on, you know, having to snitch on people, you know, having to make decisions over, do I do what's best for me, or do I stay loyal to a team even if it ruins my life? You know what I'm saying? Good show. If you guys have not seen Shades of Blue, please check it out on demand. Yes, I will be reviewing it, but comes on to season 3. What else? Ballers comes on HBO. It is starring The Rock. It also stars John David Washington. And who is John David Washington, you ask? John David Washington is the sexy son of Denzel Washington. And I watched the show for 2 seasons. It was renewed for season 3. I watched it for 2 seasons and had no idea that that he was Denzel Washington's son. Until he was on like The Breakfast Club. I'm like, oh my God, they're interviewing Ricky from Ballers. Let me listen to it. And I didn't even get it because his name is John David Washington. Still didn't think Washington is Denzel Washington, even though he does look like his father a little bit. It just doesn't pop in your head until Charlamagne was like, oh, you have a famous parents. And I'm like, oh, what was his parents? You know what they're talking about? And when he said, your parents are Denzel Washington, and I was like, oh, you were Denzel's son? And then as I was watching the show, I was like, he do sound like his dad, you know, but he's just a younger, ooh, Lord Jesus. Okay, hey, John David Washington. But he also, I think at times only goes by John David so that people won't continuously compare him to his dad, because his dad has had a forever career, you know what I'm saying, and he's just starting out, so he doesn't want to be kind of compared. So I love it. Anywho, Ballers is about The Rock is like a financial manager guy to football players and just athletes. And the antics that come with it, with trying to be a money manager when your ass is broke, dealing with your clients' crazy antics and what goes on, trying to close deals. It's a really, really good show. It comes on HBO, as I said. I was going to review Ballers for season 2, but I just didn't. I don't know why I didn't, because I watch it all the time. I wanted to. I might review season 3. I might, but it's a great, great show. I mean, it's a scene where The Rock was having sex with a girl, and because of his hair, he thought they should have kids. He just came in, and I was thinking, like, The Rock, Dwayne, you can't be doing that. Now that happens somewhere within the show. I'm not gonna tell you when or what happened from that, But I was like, this, just the stuff that they have in the show, because it's HBO though. But yeah, it's a really good show. If you guys have not looked at it, check it out. I have 3 more to go. Another great show is on HBO as well. It's called Divorce. It stars Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex and the City. She's been in other movies too. It's a funny fucking show. It is a crazy look at 2 people in the midst of a divorce. Like, it goes from them being married and kind of being unhappy and kind of being happy to we're getting a divorce, and they both do things that are crazy, and it's just funny. It's just so funny. Even her husband, things he says, I'm like, it's a really great show. I'm not gonna review it because I don't feel like it's a show that can be reviewed. You just kind of have to. Maybe I might review it. I don't know. It's a good, funny show. And they have like a couple kids, and then their friends are batshit crazy. It's a funny show. I think you guys should check it out. Again, it's called Divorce. It's on HBO. Next, White Famous. White Famous is on Showtime. I did not know about White Famous until 2 weeks ago, and my friend at work, Shannon, was telling me about the show, and she's like, "Yeah, it's a kind of cool show. I watched maybe an episode or 2. I think you would like it." I'm looking like, White Famous. What is it about? What is it for? Jay Farrell from SNL, who does all the voices and the impressions and stuff. He plays the comedian who was trying to be white famous, meaning when you are a black person and you can be black famous, like all the black people know who you are, but sometimes white people don't know who you are. And so when you get white famous, it means even white people know who you are. It's a term that people use all the time or whatever. It's a funny fucking show. Jamie Foxx is the, I think, executive producer. It's also based on some of his real life experiences being a comedian and getting to where he is now because he's white famous. And it's a funny show. It's a very funny. It's very explicit. Do not watch it with your children at all. Don't even watch it in front of your parents. If you are, just don't. It's a funny show. It's very foul language. Like, it's a lot of cussing in it. There are sex scenes. There you do see some asses. You do. It's just crazy. It's really crazy. Jamie Foxx does do a couple of cameos as himself, and it's funny because the times he do it himself, he's always like in character on a movie set. So it's just funny. At one point, he's meditating, but the way he meditates is he has sex. So he's like having sex but talking to Jay Farrell's character. And he's like, "Man, I can come back." He's like, "No, I'm just meditating." Because it's funny. Check it out. It's on Showtime. The season, it's only been 1 season so far. I'm hoping to get to season 2, but it's a very, very funny show. Vice Principals it was on HBO. It only had 2 seasons, but it's very funny. Like, it's freaking hilarious. It's about, it stars, who does it star? Danny McBride, who I don't know. He's played in other stuff. He's a really funny white guy. You'll know him when you see his face. And Walton Goggins, I don't know who he is, but he was funny too. And they both are vice principals who want to be the principal of the school they're at, and them trying to be vice principal. And the things they do, like someone's house gets burned down, someone gets shot. At one point, there was a tiger loose in the school. I mean, it's very it's not normal at all. You know, it's very foul mouth. It's very foul. It's very hilarious. So if you haven't checked it out, go ahead. Even though it only had 2 seasons, it's still a great show to check out because it's funny. Now, 2 other shows that are not on, but I thought they were good shows. I wanted to bring them up. Boss is a show that was on Stars a few years ago. I loved Boss. It starred Kelsey Grammer. I'm a big Kelsey Grammer fan. From when he did the whole Girlfriend show. You know, he was, I think he produced or was a director or something with Girlfriends. But yeah, it only had 2 seasons, and it also was the first acting role that Rotimi from Power ever had. That was his first role on TV, and that's when I started. Hey, Rotimi, that's the first place I saw him at. But it's about, you know, Kelsey Grammer plays the mayor of Chicago, and he gets diagnosed with a disease which kind of messes with his body and his mind, and he's still trying to be mayor because he doesn't want to let go of that power. And the things, you know, he has a daughter who has some issues, you know, his wife, you know, they have some, it's a really good show. If you can catch it on demand, it's really good. It's very interesting. I love the show. I was very mad when it went off, but, you know, that's what happens. Another show that I love, and this is my last one, Spartacus. Spartacus was on Stars. It had, I believe, 4 seasons. I was very sad when it went off, but it had a great 4 seasons. Like, it wasn't like a short 4 seasons. It was a long 4 seasons. I love Spartacus, Game of Thrones, 300, Gladiator. I like those kind of shows, so this was great for me. I like period pieces or whatever. So Spartacus, it starred a guy named Andy Whitfield, but he did season 1 and he played the title character Spartacus. And it's about basically gladiators who fought back in the Roman times, but it was a fast-paced version of it. It almost was like a 2017 version of it, and it was just greatly done. A lot of sex in it, so don't watch it around children at all. A lot of great fighting scenes. It was a great show. But Andy Whitfield, who played Spartacus in season 1, actually passed away before they can do season 2. So they had to replace him because he passed away. But it was a great show. So if you like Gladiator, if you like Game of Thrones, if you like 300, if you like those kind of shows, you will love Spartacus. You will love all 4 seasons. A couple of the characters from off of there are now on like Arrow, because the guy who plays Deathstroke on the Arrow was on Spartacus, and someone was on, I can't think of which. But yeah, great show. So those are my shows that I think you guys can binge watch over the holiday season or catch up when they come on the next season. And just kind of tune into, because those are some of my favorite shows. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any other suggestions of other shows that you might want me to check out, or other videos you guys think I should make, put the comments down below. Other than that, I will see you guys later on today, because I have to review Empire and Black Ink Crew. So I am Jay Lee. This is JayLee's Corner. Peace.